September 29th, 2025 is the day Etsy officially becomes Amazon. Today, Etsy signed a deal with OpenAI. OpenAI partners with Etsy and Shopify to integrate the payment system in ChatGPT. This is a one advantage for OpenAI. On paper, it looks like Etsy's stock popped 16%, so it sounds very good. But however, I have a different view of how this will go for Etsy and especially Etsy sellers. Let me explain. So Etsy has been going through a lot, and it went through a period during COVID, and then it had a trial with the tariff of the Trump administration, and now it's OpenAI. I personally believe that this OpenAI saga is going to be really, really major for all the Etsy sellers. So on 29th of September, Etsy stock jumped 16%. Hooray, that's wonderful. However, there are other side of the coin. Etsy popped 16% as OpenAI announces ChatGPT instant checkout. The basic idea is to allow the checkout to be done in ChatGPT rather than somebody having to go back to Etsy website. So this is direct one-button shopping. It's certainly great for ChatGPT because it now can experiment with selling things instead of just selling expertise. OpenAI announces Instant Checkout, a new feature that allows users to make single-item purchase directly from merchants through ChatGPT. Instant Checkout initially supports single-item purchase from US Etsy sellers, and more than 1 million Shopify merchants are coming soon. So this is the other shoe, right? When Shopify is now mixed together with Etsy and to try to compete with Amazon, I think most people know what it means for Etsy sellers and the Etsy culture. The OpenAI and Etsy deal officially integrate Etsy's marketplace directly into ChatGPT, allowing users to discover and purchase items from US-based Etsy sellers without leaving the chatbot. Powered by a new instant checkout feature, this partnership represents a major move into e-commerce for OpenAI. Now, some of the key features are instant checkout powered by ChatGPT, a genetic commercial protocol. This, of course, is why ChatGPT wants to do this, right? Because it makes it kind of like a X platform, or more like the Chinese or Weixin or WeChat. Seamless buying experience. Merchant fees may apply because ChatGPT now serves as a funnel for Etsy. Etsy.com is no longer the single entry point. This actually worries me quite a bit. Organic product recommendation. I don't know what that means. I'll show you one example. Implication to Etsy sellers. Expanded reach and sales. Yes. On paper, you get more links to your products. However, whether ChatGPT will recommend your product is a open question. New revenue stream for OpenAI. Potential market disruption. That is certainly true. Seller adaptation and market volatility. So if you're a seller, you got to think about changing today. There was a 16% jump, but however, if you look at the overall stock price of Etsy, it's been going through a roller coaster. It really went up during the COVID eras. I think some people even can sell 1 million masks during the COVID era. But now it's coming back to reality. Now, how does this thing work? Right? This is not real screenshot. This is imagination. And so people can say, "Oh, can you refer me something I want to buy?" And ChatGPT will recommend something more or less like what Google is doing today. But instead of going to Etsy website to compare other products on Etsy, now the person can just buy from ChatGPT. And again, this is not what's already happening now. This is a future, but it's coming very soon. I tried OpenAI ChatGPT today. I typed in, I want to buy a school lunchbox. Right? So it gave me a bunch of cautions and quick tips about what to buy. And then it shows, oh, here are some examples I found. But I have to ask it, can I buy it from Etsy? Because otherwise it's going to recommend something from other places. So now I have to specifically say, can I buy it from Etsy? I guess in the future you have to say, can I buy it from Shopify? So then it showed three Etsy stuff, and apparently you can see that all of them are industrial made. Those are not homemade products. If I don't ask OpenAI to limit to Etsy, then it's going to show me all kinds of stuff. So now Etsy is officially in a pool. This works for other products as well. I said, show me some good motivational calendars on Etsy. Uh, Now it shows everything that there is on Etsy. So this is interesting. It's kind of like recommending stuff on behalf of Etsy. I also think it's very dangerous because at some point Etsy sellers would have to advertise and pay to OpenAI for advertising. This is very, very interesting and very dangerous. Now, Etsy has had one day on August 21st. Etsy stock dropped significantly. That is the day when Trump instituted the end of the de minimis rule, which allows overseas sellers to ship things to the United States under $800 without any tariff, without any tax. So that day, as the stock was hit very, very bad. Now that day, I did some investigation. I put up another video, and it shows that a lot of stuff that people sell on Etsy are now not homemade in the USA, but really uh, industrially made from China. So Etsy had a very interesting relationship with Chinese sellers. It initially said no, China, and then it said yes, China. But the timing was terrible. Um, Etsy's revenue from overseas is still over 45%. So it shows that in 2024, a lot of sellers are selling through the overseas channel. Now, the tariff deal would dramatically impact this. So now Etsy must find new ways to make money. As of late 2016, there were already 2,000 shops in China, but this could be drastically underestimated. New numbers now are terribly big. And if you look at the revenue of Etsy, initially it was very small, and then boom, in the COVID era, it suddenly increased. I think the black box represents Etsy's service fees. This is basically their revenue coming from your advertisements and promotion. And you can see that this service fees dramatically increased. And it's certainly good for the stock price. But after a little bit, Etsy started to limit the Chinese sellers. This orange line represents the era where Etsy says, we don't want Chinese sellers. But of course, you can only do so much, right? But during this time, the revenue still keeps the same because I think their advertising income is pretty steady now. Now the question is, was it a mistake, right? So Etsy had this period of embargo from China, and after that, it doesn't change too much. Maybe the management at that time thinks that this upswing is going to continue, but it didn't. So they closed really at the worst time. If you look at the Etsy number of active sellers, right, the active sellers are now dropping, even when you open up the doors to China. This is probably due to the tariff, and this is probably due to the opening, and this flattening is due to the closing. So I think the Etsy management keeps on doing the wrong things for the wrong reason at the wrong time. The Etsy buyers never come back. Active buyers, after the door to China closed after COVID, they remain flat. They never really just come back. So I personally think that this OpenAI deal is going to be really bad news for all the Etsy sellers. Maybe great news for people who buys from Etsy. So good luck if you're still selling and having good stuff to sell. Then you probably expect your promotion and advertising fees to increase. So now you not only have to compete with China, but you also have to compete with another funnel, which is OpenAI. And I think this is really going to be a tough call for a lot of people, especially people who want to make some side income, like in the gig economy. So I'm going to end today with just some news, and I want to caution everyone: if you want, if you had a good store, you need to adapt to change immediately. If you don't have a good store, or if you're selling from China, then you need to really understand what this will mean to you. I think everything is uncertain now. So if you're a U.S. seller and making things in the U.S., you not only have to compete with the Chinese sellers, now you have to compete with Shopify and Amazon, because ChatGPT is going to do all your selling for you. I provide my observations, and I hope everyone do extremely well. And if you are interested, please subscribe to my channel for future news. I am a seller on Etsy myself, so I know all the things by first-hand account. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.